So I thought I'd come on here and try and explain a bit about some of these ideas that I've got. One of them is the digital twin, which I think I've got on my website as the discrete event simulation work. So I've delved into it a bit further, and one of the ideas I have is to use a large language model. ChatGPT is one of the large language models that people are using at the moment, and I've been using quite a bit myself, really, to help with coding, and I found it quite useful. But one of the ideas is to get the large language model, or ChatGPT, to try and get the neural networks to design discrete event simulations themselves. What we're trying to do is to build, for the digital twin, we're trying to design or build a simulation of everything, basically. And this is where big data comes in, because all these companies have got this massive amounts of data which they want to make use of. And one of them is to use that data to build simulations of everything, which will support the digital twin concept or idea. So these companies have got all this data, and we need a digital twin basically so that we can automate everything. It will help in the automation of everything, which is a left-wing idea, where you do less work. You do work in order to do less work. I mean, one of the ideas of the left is to reduce the hourly work rate. So you use the digital twin to do that, to automate everything by simulating everything, and then once you simulate it, you can then do what if scenarios and plan and optimize things, which is a step closer towards automating things. So we've got the all this data, big data, and we will try to use the aim is to use the large language models to automatically design discrete event simulations from the big data, and then that instead of having to get humans to do it, we get the large language models to do it. So that will be a step closer towards reducing the workload so that everything is automated. But one of the problems we have is all the data is segregated into companies. Is this a problem? Yeah, there's a problem with at the moment. I know I've talked about the left. The left is all in favour of nationalising things. At the moment, we have this big data which is private. All companies own their own data, but we need the data to train the neural networks, and we need to do it across companies, between companies. We need to train these networks between companies, because at the moment, ChatGPT works just off pure open source data, open data on the internet, scour the internet of all the free information. But this data is private, and one of the things we need to be able to do is to get the data from other companies to work collaboratively to train these networks, so that we can get a better idea about how to get the large language models to design discrete event simulations. Because discrete event simulation is basically a real world model which you use to model the real world. So that will take us a step closer to reducing our workload. But we do need to break the walls down to make things more collaborative, which does mean sharing data between companies. But if we want to reduce the workload, then that's something we're going to have to sacrifice, so that each company can share from each other, learn from each other. But the work we need to be doing is I tried ChatGPT I tried to get ChatGPT to design its own simulation. It did a basic model, but I think it's just taken that from examples. It can't design its own stuff yet. It's just taken from examples and amalgamates them from other examples. It doesn't quite get them 100% right, which as it says on the on its disclaimer. So to get it to learn from all the data from the companies have, we need to be a bit more intelligent with a large language model, because it's just one big neural network, and we need to be able to control it somehow. I have some ideas, but I'm not going to discuss them at the moment because of the IP involved. But it's all about working together to get these neural networks trained so that they can design the discrete event simulations, which will then allow us to automate everything and then allow us to reduce the workload. But it is the left is all for, I know we have Labour at the moment in government, but historically they're all for private companies, really. But historically the left have been about nationalising things, and we need that to allow companies to share information. And so I think I've given a good summary there of what this work is for, is about. So that's the discrete image simulation work for the digital twin. There's work on the computer, which so a lot of this I can't talk about because of the intellectual property. But I think Labour might need a bit of help at the moment, and I think this work with the large language models should help us towards the left-wing model, left-wing ideal of how things should be done. So work should be done to help alleviate people's problems. I think the saying goes, to each according to his need, from each according to their ability. That's the gist of the left. So that everybody shares, everybody helps each other, and we get a better world because of that. But yeah, it's all about making things easier for ourselves by trying to automate everything and get offload the work onto the computers. And when we have these computers, why don't we use them? Because we're not using them. And there's this fear that computers are going to steal our jobs. Well, all it does is reduce the workload, doesn't it? So you can have more time with leisure. I don't understand this problem. Why are people getting up in arms about it when they're there to help you, not take your jobs? They will take them away. They will reduce the workload. So what's left? A lot of free time, which is the left wing ideal. Anyway, I wanted to come on and give you an idea about what the discrete image simulation work is for the digital twin, and how how the large language models are going to be used, could be used to build all the models to automate everything and make it simpler. But we do need to have collaboration between companies and sharing of data, which is towards the nationalisation concept, ideal, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I think I'll stop there.